Hey guys, Kishiryu here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the Deluxe Mosa Changer and Mosa Blade from Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger. This is the changer and main weapon of RYUSOU Gold, packed together as the RYUSOU Gold Psycho RYUSOU set. Besides the changer and the blade, this also includes 3 RYUSOULs, the Gold RYUSOUL and Bearish Soul, which normally come with the Mosa Changer, and the Mosa Soul that usually comes with the Mosa Blade. So, let's get started. First off, we'll take a look at the included RYUSOULs. First up is the Gold RYUSOUL, which is based on the Mosasaurus. As per name, this is obviously primarily gold in color, and uses what I consider to be probably my favorite gold plastic that ZAPAAN employs. It's got a nice bit of orange, a little bit of bronze, and it's very bright and vibrant. You can see it's got some navy blue painted in along the jaw, as well as red eyes. Of course, you have the Ryusoulger symbol in this fin down here. Then we can press the button to switch it from solo mode to night mode. Where we now see the helmet, the chest, which has the zigzag pattern in a deep blue, the sword, which looks like a pair of Mosasaurus jaws in painted silver, as well as the shield with Mosa symbol, which is the name of RYUSOU Gold's Kishiryu. Of course, this is based on RYUSOU Gold himself. So, you can take a look at him. Here you can see he is primarily golden navy in color, with the same base suit design as the RYUSOulgers, but replacing the gold armor bits with silver. Then we have the helmet, which is mainly navy, but has a gold front plate. See the eyes and the visor, which of course is meant to resemble the jaw and teeth of the respective dinosaur. Then on the back of the RYUSOUL, of course, have the pin set, and then the face to RYUSOU Gold Mech Kishiryu Neptune. Now, normally this is something I would consider a spoiler, but in this case I don't, because for one, Bonnie is, already revealed Kishiryu Neptune on their listings and on their sites, as well as the fact that RYUSOU Gold has already debuted, meaning we've seen its transformation sequence, in which we actually directly see the back of the RYUSOUL. Now, I'm not going to go too much into the details, but I do want to point out that for mine, unfortunately seems to have been a little bit improperly painted, as there are some spots that look like they're not filled in, or maybe a bit scuffed up. Next is the Bearish Soul, from Biri meaning shocking. Like with the Mera Soul, this is another Kyoryu Soul. So it's got a primary color and then a secondary translucent color. So this one is yellow in color with clear yellow for the top. And this is based on the Spinosaurus, which you'll see why when I get to a later review. You can see it's got a lot of lightning-like designs, very jagged and zigzaggy, with some nice blue eyes and a bit of silver. And we'll change from solo mode to night mode. Again, like with the Mera Soul, it has the standard neck design, but with a gold chest plate. We've got the Kishiryu symbol. And then the arm, which has a golden sword made to look like it's, made of lightning. And on the back, unfortunately, unlike the Mera Soul, this one just has the standard knight helmet. And then third, we have the Mosa Soul, from Mosa, meaning to spin or to rotate. This one is a sky blue color, and it's based on the Mosa Soryu. On the eyes, we got a pinwheel design as well as a swirl design for the eye itself to make it look like it's dizzy. And then this part here looks like blowing wind. Switch from solo mode to night mode. We got the shield with its symbol. And then the arm, which has a sword with a pinwheel on the top. Next, we'll look at the Mosa Changer. Whereas the RYUSOU Changer was a wrist-mounted changer, the Mosa Changer is instead a gun changer. And also, unlike the RYUSOU Changer, which was basically just a Tyrannosaurus head turned into a changer. This is essentially an entire Mosasaurus with a gun handle attached to it. Starting off, we have the head, which started on top with the main color of it, which is a nice blue. It has the same thing going on as the default mode of the RYUSOU changer, where we have the top half of the dinosaur head up top and then a metallic jaw plate, or kind of armored jaw plate, on the bottom, which is a gold color. You can see some nice details. And they're actually metallic painted eyes within the top part, but they're deeply recessed, so I'll have to bring in my flashlight to show it to you guys. You can see there, it's a nice metallic sea green with some glitter in the paint, so it has a nice shimmer to it. And same on the other side. Moving on to body, we've got the Ryusoulger symbol here on both sides. We have the fins that drop down to the sides. The rest of the body that comes down to the tail, which is also the gun hammer. You have the RYUSOU slot up top and the handle down here with a nice bit of gold at the bottom. On the back, you've got the power switch and the battery compartment, and this takes 2 AAA batteries. So to start, we'll switch on where we'll get an activation sound. And like this, first off, you can press the trigger for some basic shooting sounds. You can also rotate the visor, bring it up top. You can still see the eyes within it. If you rotate a few times, it'll call out RYUSOU, just like with the RYUSOU changer. There's also a secondary gimmick of the default mode, where if you pull and retract the head, which is basically the cocking motion for its gun, you can do continuous shots. So, having cocked it 3 times and pulling the trigger, you get 3 continuous shots. You can do it 2 times. Do it again. You can pull it another 5 times. And about every 10th time, it'll make a sneezing sound. And the maximum amount of times you can do this is 10. And the 10th time, even if it sneezes, does count as cocking its 10th time. Next, we can get to the transformation, for which we'll need the gold RYUSOU. So to start, convert to night mode, and place it into the slot. We'll get the kaboom sound. Then, rotate around the visor, which will start the standby sounds, and then pull the trigger. And then we get the transformation for RYUSOU Gold. So, once in this mode, pressing trigger, you'll get a rapid-fire Gatling sound. And this has a limited amount of shots, so once you hear it run out, you get an empty sound when pulling trigger, and so to reload, just cock and retract the head. And you also do this as one continuous fire. Next, we now activate the Kishiryu. So, going to press the hammer to release the Ryusoul. Then, we'll bring in the Bearish Soul and slot that into the slot here. That'll raise up these two fins. And so, we'll cock it 4 times, then pull the trigger. And that activates the Kishiryu, turning Ryusoul Gold into Ryusoul Gold, Bearish Soul. We can see that right here on the box, where it's got the same thing going on as Ryusoul Red Mera Soul, where you essentially got this kind of full torso armor. In this case, a metallic yellow one, with a symbol on the chest, and a dinosaur head resembling the Ryusoul on the shoulder. And get another picture of him up top, right there. So in the Kishiryu mode, pulling trigger will get you a zapping attack sound. I can pull it continuously for endless fire. You also cock the gun and get a strong zapping attack. And opposed to the Gatling sounds, this can only be done once before resetting. So even if you cock it a second time, it'll only activate once. Now before moving on, I want to get into the mechanics of the Mosa changer. So first off, just taking a look at the slot, you can see a few things in here. You can see a pin switch and a couple of different buttons. This pin switch is what activates the sound. So, putting in, say, another Ryusoul like the Bearish Soul, you get that same thing. However, you can also see that secondary button, and that's what's hit by something like the Bearish Soul. And that is what causes these two fins to raise up. And one thing I showed is that you actually have to manually sandwich them together so that they stay like that. But the fun thing is that this is not the only Ryusoul that can do this. The other one that's out that can would be the Mera Soul. So we put that in there. They'll also raise up the fins. And that's because, as opposed to a normal Ryusoul, a Kishiryu has this extra little bit of plastic sticking out. And that's what hits that button there. Now the other thing is that rotating this around, and then putting in the soul, is what actually activates the ZAPAAN sound, and doesn't have to be done after transformation. So it is a little bit more basic in that it doesn't read Ryusouls, but it still does get the job done with what it needs to do, and you can kind of play around with how you go about doing it. Next, we'll look at the Mosa blade. So, this is a kind of short sword, done up in the same gold color as the gold Ryusoul. And this one seems to be based on a Mosasaurus head, specifically the upper jaw. We can see the long snout, the eyes here, painted in a nice blue color, as well as the teeth down here. Though interestingly, the form of this and just the way it's designed does kind of remind me of Cube Crocodile from Ryusoulger. It's got the grip here and this little pull handle here. So, first off, this, unlike the Mosa changer, has included button cell batteries, so you just need to pull out the tab to activate it. The first thing you do is get an actual kind of startup sound by pressing and holding the trigger. From there, we can press the trigger to get two alternating attack sounds. And then, you can pull on this part, which will basically rev up the sword. And you get a chainsaw attack sound, meaning this is another chain sword. I didn't think I'd be looking at two chainsword toys on my channel, rather. Do it again. But similarly, no matter how many times you pull this, we get just one attack sound from it. However, this has another random sound that activates after a few pulls, around 20 this time. And it'll say, "I'm hungry," as well as a stomach rumbling sound. And that does indeed count as having revved it up. So next we can bring in a RYUSOU, like the included Mawari Soul, and slide in here for the special attack. We have the standby sound, then we'll pull on the handle 4 times. And pulling on the trigger will get us the special attack sound. Then if we press and hold the trigger, we'll get that phrase. And there seems to be a big eating theme with the Mosa changer, or the Mosa blade rather, as the random sound was "I'm hungry," and then when you put in the soul it says "ITADAKIMOSSA," which is a play on ITADAKIMOSSA, which basically is the Japanese way of saying grace. And then, when you press and hold the trigger after completing the special attack, it says "Gochishou samadeshita," which is a play on "Gochishou samadeshita," which is what Japanese people say after they're done eating. And similarly to the Mosa changer, this just works off a simple button here, so any RYUSOU will work for the special attack. Next, we'll combine the Mosa changer in Kishiryu mode with the Mosa blade to form the Mosa breaker. So, in order to do that, we'll take the Mosa blade, flip it upside down, and using this slot, attaches this port on the Mosa changer, which will activate the special attack standby. Then we'll pull the trigger to activate the special attack. And there we get the big finishing attack for RYUSOU Gold Bearish Soul. And this creates the Mosa breaker, which is essentially the Mosa changer, with the Mosa blade attached as a chainsword bayonet, which is definitely pretty cool. Now pulling the trigger again, we'll activate the finisher attack one more time. However, the Mosa blade does not have its sound get changed, meaning it works completely independently of the Mosa changer. So you can still use all the same different sounds and attacks while it's attached as the Mosa breaker. And to detach it, You can see these two black buttons on the sides, so you just press and hold them and pull off. And then you separate them back into the Mosa Changer and Mosa Blade. Of course, the included RYUSOULs can also be used with other RYUSOUL compatible items. So, first we'll use them with the Ryusoul Changer. First up, the gold RYUSOUL. Which of course gives us the standard Ryusoulger transformation. Then we can press the button for the summoning sound. Which summons Mosa Rex. And you have the Bearish Soul. Which activates the same sounds as another Kishiryu Soul like the Mera Soul. And then the Mowari Soul. Which activates the generic sounds for a RYUSOU type soul. After that, we can use the RYUSOULs with the RYUSOUKEN. Going in the same order, you again start with gold. So, being a transformation type RYUSOUL, it has the standard attacking sounds. And then, we have the descriptor when you press and hold the trigger. Strong and smart. RYUSOUL Gold. Then, we have the Ken Bomb attack. Then, the Bearish Soul. Where, pressing the trigger, we'll get an electric attack sound. And get the long press sound. Then the Kishiryu. Which activates the Kishiryu for the Bearish Soul. Which changes back to the normal attack sound. And we get the Ken Boom attack. And then the Mowari Soul. We get that sound for the basic attack, or for the specialized attack. Then the long press. Then the RYUSOU. Do that one more time. Then the Kenbom attack. And finally, the RYUSOUs can also be used as alternate heads for Kishiryu. Though, in the case of this, I'm only going to be using the latter two, and excluding the gold RYUSOU. First we have the Bearish Soul. Just like that. And then the MOSSADO-N. And I'm excluding the gold RYUSOU just because that's supposed to be the main head to another mech, so I'd like to show that off as a mech head on the actual RYUSOU gut type that it's properly meant for. And there we go. Overall, for a 6th Ranger, this is a very impressive set. Obviously, this isn't going to have as much functionality as the main Ranger's items, but it does make the most of what it's got. Within just the Mosa changer alone, you've got 3 different kind of modes of play, as well as different uses of both the standard and Kishiryu souls. Additionally, we have the Mosa blade, which is pretty nice and sizable, has some cool attack sounds, its own special attack, as well as combining with the Mosa changer to make the Mosa breaker. Which is why I definitely feel like it's best to kind of get these two together. Now, there's one last little detail, something I didn't show, is that if you eject the RYUSOUL while it's as the Mosa breaker, then try to put it back in, you'll kind of get this non-activation sound, which actually is pretty interesting. Getting back to the rest of it, the whole thing is, of course, very well detailed, and definitely has a good feel to it overall in terms of the playability. Not to mention that, because of the way it works, you aren't limited to just the RYUSOULs that it comes with, and you can use some other ones in order to activate the playability, and as you can see, you can actually kind of manipulate it to work in different ways depending on what mode and what soul you use. Additionally, with these including RYUSOUs, you can now get some new sounds out of the RYUSOU changer and RYUSOUKEN, which is always a nice little bonus. So, if you're a fan of RYUSOUL Gold, I definitely recommend picking up either these two separately together or just picking up the entire set, because it definitely gives you the complete package when you have both of these items. Next time I'll be reviewing the RYUSOUL Set 03 and the RYUSOU Buckle G. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and if you're new and would like to see more, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. And for now, this is KRX50, riding off.